Good Wednesday evening, everyone. My name is Zach Clayton. This is pACT, and I am thrilled that you joined us. We unfortunately are heavy-hearted. We have a family member who unfortunately has lost two members of her family on the same day. So, uh, out of respect to the family, we will not mention details or anything, but I just want to send our love out to this person and let them know that although there's a distance between us, we love you. We're here. Anything that we can do for you. We're going to be getting started with the show here pretty soon. I just wanted to come on and let you guys know this is going to be a heavy, informative show tonight. I'm thrilled that once again you've joined us. This one is it's we found out about all these losses probably about an hour and a half ago, and so it's kind of taken and thrown things a little crooked. So please forgive us on this show, but we're still going to be talking about a lot of things, including a community mission um, to Rescue 22. It's a very very important event that we have coming up on February 22nd. So let's go on ahead and get back to the show. I'll be back in a moment and we'll be talking more. Again, welcome to the Wednesday pACT Show. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the founder and president of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. We've got a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about today. We've got a lot of stuff that's coming up here in the very, very near future. Some things that we truly are pretty excited about, and we just want to let you know. The first thing I'd like to mention is, folks, we've still got the book drive going on, and we really need to kind of ramp this up. Christmas is coming, and we've got kids that are going to be having stayed time in a hospital, and we want to make sure that we're able to give them something. So please make sure that you hook up with us. Go to our books section on our website, which is communitypayitforward.us/books, and you can find a couple books there, including Baxter the Bat Dog. We still have copies that we're selling $20 a piece. Every time that you sell one of these, purchase one of these books, you can choose to do one of two things: either take that book home to your family, or take and sign the inside cover, and we're going to take and drop it off at the nearest hospital, and the nurses there will give it to a child that is looking for a little bit of a little pick me up. I couldn't think of the word I wanted to look for, so please forgive me there. But so So that's one of the things that we've got going on. We've still got that. We are still trying to put together care packages for our deployed. There is nothing more important to us than the individuals who have given up their lives or portions of their lives to go and serve our country. And we ask you to please join with us as we send them care packages. The holidays are coming up. Wouldn't it be nice if we were able to take and give some of these individuals a great gift of that proves how much that we care. So please join with us um, and create some of these packages for someone that you know or someone you don't know, someone who is out there in the community who are out there deployed and away from their friends and family. So um, we are in the middle of setting up our 22-hour podcast. Once again, many of you guys joined me last year when we did the first one. Very sorry about that. Jesus. Did not mean for that to happen. But we invite you to join us again this year, because this year we're really looking to make sure it's even bigger and better. But as I try to get everything fixed up and get found what I need to get found, I'm going to play you. If you've ever wondered what the Community Pay It Forward program is, here's a little preview. I love that video. I created that video. I love that video because it reminds me of monks. So, hey, Brian, how's it going, brother? I hope everything's going well on your campaign. We look forward to talking to you on February 22nd. I hope that I get to talk to you before that, but hopefully we'll get to talk to you on February 22nd and we can really make a go of it. The community mission to Rescue 22 is our second year program where we are going to hold a 22-hour program podcast. That means I am going to be sitting my ample behind right here and speaking to you. But we are hoping that you guys can help us out there in TV, computer, wackadoo land with no hands disappearing and stuff. And I hope you guys are able to help us find places that want to sponsor us and that want to be part of what we're doing, and then we can go there and we can broadcast from there. We're also looking to get businesses on board that would like to join the Community Pay It Forward program on that day, February 22nd. Join us for this one day, see what we're all about. Maybe we can get you to jump on board for the rest of the time. But what we want to do is on this day, every time somebody makes a purchase, what we want to do is we want to give a purchase a portion of that purchase to one of the combined programs in our Heroes Both Country and Community program. You've got wonderful programs in there like Brian at Project Die Hard. You also have uh, people like J.R. Smith with the Veterans Ranch. You have, and there goes my camera, go figure. So I'll just take and turn that off right now. But I can go on ahead and do this anyway. So what do you know? But with our mission partners, you're able to find our mission partners, and you go right here to our honoring our heroes, both country and community. You click on this, you go here, and it's going to show all of our wonderful hero organizations. American Military Families, Folds of Honor, Healing Warriors Program, in which Healing Warriors Program, I am so excited to say, you're going to see an interview. Woohoo! I just don't know when. Woo! But we're working together to get this done. So we're going to introduce you guys to Healing Warriors Program. That's going to be this upcoming month. She's going to be joining us for One Hope Wines and Community Pay It Forward program. Homes for Our Troops, just another one that I just absolutely love. Hope Advanced, Parent Advocacy Consortium, who you're going to hear from tonight. Patriot Anglers, Project Die Hard, Reboot VA, who you're going to hear from tonight. Veterans Honoring Veterans, the Veterans Plaza, the Veterans Ranch, we've got your six. Every time that we're able to make a sale with our partners on the 22nd of February, these programs will get a portion of the sale. So I beg you, if you are in business, you want to sponsor an hour, and then tell us, hey, you know what, Zach, we'd like you to come here and broadcast from our place of business. I'll come and broadcast from that place of business. We'll have to work around the logistics of it, but darn it, I'll do it if that's what it takes. We really want to make a difference in this. We really want to make sure that people are taken care of, and we really want to take care of our veterans. You can get a hold of us at my For My Card, which is right here, formycard.net. Go to Zach Clayton. For My Card is a community pay it forward program partner. So every time you purchase your online business card, which looks great, they are so convenient. And the great thing about them is how many times have you ordered a card and by the time you got it, something's already changed? Never mind, I know the answer to that. It happens all the time. This is what For My Card looks like. Wait, I don't understand what happened there. But this is what my For My Card looks like. You've got my name. Everybody knows I love my quotes, so I've got my quote on there. Um, this is how I can put my profile right there on my phone. You can add me to your contacts or share my contact by text or email. You can visit our website, schedule a chat. The 22-hour Patriot podcast is right here. All you got to do is click on that, and you can become a sponsor of what we're doing. So look how convenient that is. So please remember that's right there. All of this information is right here at your hand, and you can purchase your own digital business card. And when you do, you get to go to the mission partners, choose the mission partner you wish to support, and a portion of your sale, a portion of your For My Card will go to support them. Places like Brian at Project Die Hard. You go up here to our mission partners, you see so many different areas. 501c3 nonprofits, animals, Community Cares Cub Club. This is all of our kids stuff. There's a lot of exciting things coming with myself and Z working on the Cub Club. Community Dare to Care outreach and entertainment. 50% of every sponsorship is going to help support that. Community improvement missions, families and neighbors who need our help. Healthy mind, body, and soul treatments. Let's get some people healthy without getting them addicted. What is that? Um, Honoring our heroes, both country and community. Inclusion is for everyone, and starting a startup business or organization. As you can see, there's so much on there, there's so much to do. So, why don't you join us and make your business part of the solution? Everybody, Zach Clayton from Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PACT channels. How you doing today? We're here talking to one of our newest mission partners, and we're extremely excited about this because we really believe in inclusion. We are now parents of a young man who has disabilities, so this is something that touches our heart. We're trying to get him into school right now, and so we're finding some of the stuff that Rich, you and Parent Advocacy Consortium, you guys are fighting for. Why don't you go on ahead and tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing and how did all this get started?
Well, good day, Zach. Thanks for having us on. So Rich Cirillo here from Parent Advocacy Consortium. We're just a small band of troublemakers. That's how we got started. We were parents who were tired of being kicked around by the school system and the system in general. We didn't like the way that IEP meetings would go, how our kids' civil rights would routinely be violated, and there was really no accountability. So we banded together, um, try to find a more motivated group of parents than ex-military, retired military, and active military families. You're not going to find anybody who's more motivated, right? So we get tired of having our kids treated unfairly. We banded together. We formed a coalition of folks who advocate locally at our school districts train parents how to be better advocates in their child's meetings and with the school systems. We also work with our local legislature to change the way that the laws were written and to favor families and kids with disabilities.
There's personal opinion. I'm going to break this in here because, well, my show and who's going to stop me, I guess. But I don't understand why any of our military has to come back and fight for anything when it comes to school systems. They've given up of their lives for us to continue to do what we do. Yet it seems to me like military is always getting kicked in the teeth. Our veterans constantly get kicked in their teeth. Our first responders, they're getting their hands tied. Um, you know, things just keep going things just keep getting pushed in the wrong direction for people who do good for us, while it seems opposite for people who are trying to overutilize the system. Are you yourself a veteran, Rich?
I am not. I am a military brat. My fellow co-founders, both one was a Marine and the other was an Air Force linguist, an interpreter. They are veterans during the Afghanistan and Iraq war years. So they wrote me into this, and I'm the last one standing because everyone's moved on to other things. Um, they have told me stories, and I've talked to other military families and folks who've just come back from deployment about how difficult it is just moving from state to state, let alone if you're overseas and your child has an IEP and you come back to the states and you have just the changes in the way services are delivered and IEP document are written. Um, One of the things we like to do is get our folks assessments when they come back, because that's really important when you walk into a school building. They're supposed to, by law, provide your child with an assessment by a school approved provider. But unfortunately, a lot of them are not um, conducive to the family or the child getting the services the child really needs in the school building. So that's why we like to have that outside impartial expert come in and give their opinion and write a document that states this is what this child needs. And that's really helpful to them.
Um, I myself am just a patriot. I am not a veteran. And so I am right there with you. I talk to more veterans than um, who really have no reason to talk to me, but they understand that I really care about how things are going, and it's amazing when you're talking to these individuals who have peacetime, wartime, it doesn't matter. That stories that they've got, some of the hell that they have to go through just to do what they do, Rich, is and this. I'm not telling you anything that you haven't heard. It's amazing some of the stuff that they have to go through. So I think that what you guys do is fantastic. What are some of the issues that you are I want to say fighting against when it comes to getting these children included in everything? What are some of your biggest battles?
Boy, how much time do you have?
Well,
Um,
you know what? We got as much time. I guess we've got about 35 minutes, but we got as much
yeah,
time. I'll restart this recording to get
that's
this
it's a
story
great
out.
it's a great question because there's so much that you can
Right.
touch upon. Um, just getting these kids access to the assistive technologies that they need inside of a school building, you get pushback because you need a tablet for your child, and I can't run out and spend $900 on a device for my child. And I've gone through TRICARE, and they'll only pay a percentage of that. And how do I come up with the rest of the money while I'm paying for health care for my family and putting food on the table, a roof over their heads? So these are the questions that come up every day for military families and for non-military families as well. Not everyone's uh, as financially secure and able to pay for the variety of costs that come up when you have a child with disabilities. My gosh, medical treatments alone, not everything's covered by healthcare. So, you've got a reading specialist, you've got an occupational therapist, you've got a someone working with their physical therapy, a variety of things that come up. There are lots of costs associated with that, and getting those kids what they need inside of a school building is a challenge, and paying for it outside of the school building is also a big challenge for families. So, the equity piece is always a big concern because there's the access to things like the school building and the playground. And, what if they go on a field trip and my child has to stay back at school because the place they're going is not wheelchair accessible or may not be conducive to them getting around safely? That kind of stuff comes up all the time.
Have you noticed that some of the organizations that are there to provide support for what you're fighting for, they're just flat out overrun because there are too few organizations that are there to try to support kids with disabilities?
Yes, yes, and yes. Uh, there's a lot of need out there. There's a lot of, my gosh, if you just look at the statistics of how many kids have disabilities in the country, it's overwhelming. And uh, the federal legislation, which is IDEA, was never fully funded by Congress. So the states are having to fill the need and the gaps that exist within those services being provided to the students and just citizens, at large, right? So, uh, things like accessibility to public spaces and services that folks might need. I mean, let's talk about mental health care in this country right now and the needs that are not being met um, locally through state agencies or just even at the county level. We're having police officers and firefighters do the jobs of psychologists, and that has to change. That whole dynamic has to change.
Yeah. Um, you are in where are you located right now, and how far does your reach go?
So we're based out of Annapolis, Maryland, and we started locally here in Anne Arundel County around Annapolis. And our reach, because our families are so transient within areas, because they get redeployed all over the world, we're now all over the place. There's not a continent that one of our members hasn't been deployed to at some point, and we have like-minded partnerships with other organizations and coalitions around other issues that we touch upon who are also in other countries that we work with closely, because these issues are not just here locally or within our country. They're global, definitely global.
So in other words, we've got an Air Force base just about 2 hours and 15 minutes from us in beautiful Colorado Springs. You guys can say, hey, you guys can hold the flag for parents with children who need your assistance there.
Absolutely. We're happy to help anyone across the country, again, military or non-military, and across the world if we can help out in any way. Guarantee we're going to have somebody who's local to that area who can render assistance and give some guidance, and maybe even know a couple of people that work within the school district that can help.
All right, perfect. Well, I want to show everybody a little bit how you can support everything that you're hearing about, and then we're going to jump back to you, Rich, because I have a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
What we've got going on here, they are part of our mission partners, so one of our newest mission partners, and you come here to our mission partners tab on the website. You go down here, you can find them on the Community Cares Cub Club, or you can find them right here on Honoring Our Heroes for Country and Community. You click on Learn More, and all of a sudden, any of the hero programs that we work with are right here on this page. And you will find right here, Parent Advocacy Consortium. You take and you scan your QR code right here, okay? Just scan it on your phone. If you're on your desktop or your laptop, you can go on ahead and click that. That's all you have to do. You can choose if you want to make constant support for this program. You can choose to add this to your home screen, and that way, anytime that you shop with one of our partners,
It's very simple. You just take and you add it, you click on that and you send in your receipt, and that's all there is to it. So you can choose to add this to your home screen and continue to support Parent Advocacy Consortium. Remember, this is something that's very important, so I definitely suggest you consider that. When you open up the app, it looks like this. You can go here, and this is where you're going to be able to find every single partner that when you shop with them, they will give a portion of the sales back to us, where a huge percentage goes back to Rich, and they're able to continue to do their mission. And when I say huge percent, I'm talking we give back 80%. So, we're really trying to make a difference here. So you go here to this link and you can find any of our partners. What it does is it takes you to our verified partners page, so you can just go there if you want to look through the website. Once you shop with these partners, you simply take a photo of the receipt if they give you a paper receipt or invoice. If they send it to you electronically, we have a place where you can browse, where you can down or upload it to this file. So just click the file, click the receipt or invoice, and then just give us your name. If you would like to dedicate this receipt, dedicate this donation to somebody, you can put in a dedication, and we will make sure that Rich and his group knows that this is dedicated to a certain person. Then we ask for your email, your phone number, your address, and this is a very quick button. This is the only thing that we just ask of you. Can we add you to our email list or text message list or our mailing list? All above or no, thank you. We accept whatever you choose. So again, you find a partner, you utilize that partner, you take a picture of the receipt or you upload the receipt, give us this very brief amount of information, and then you click submit. That's all you have to do. That's it. Once you do that, Rich and his group gets 80% of whatever those organizations, those businesses send us as a referral award. So you shop with them, you get to support this wonderful, wonderful mission simply by shopping with our partners, our community pay it forward verified family member partners. So we do encourage you to download any and all receipts or any and all apps that we have. We've got a different app if you want to have our partners at your fingertips at all time, or we've got one of these codes for all of our mission partners. So if you got a specific one that you're looking for, if you want to give us a call, I'll send you a text to it. But right now, we are talking to Rich Cirillo of the Parent Advocacy Consortium. One of the other questions I had for you is we all know that you guys, we all know that money is the thing that is needed the most. What else can parents do to support what you're doing?
Well, definitely funding projects like this, where we're giving assistive technology and assessments to the kids that need it the most, and to folks in our community that need it the most, those with disabilities. Um, the other things that people can do is their time. And if you see a cause that's near and dear to your heart, I would ask folks to get involved with their local government, either at the local county level or the state level, and let folks know what you're passionate about. If your passion is helping other people, specifically those who have been marginalized for decades, like kids with disabilities, please, on their behalf, be the voice that they themselves cannot be.
What kind of what sorts of volunteering would you guys need? Like if somebody is in Colorado Springs and they would like to help you guys in a ground root, in a ground root way, right there in Colorado Springs. How can they help you?
That's a great question. Something that I'm working on right now with a couple of individuals is establishing a peer mentoring and tutoring program where we can have military families and non-military families tutoring each other's kids. A lot of the high schools have community service hours that they need to fulfill each year. And it's a great way to connect with the community, those around you, and to help another kid who may be struggling with math or reading. That's a really nice way. Another way you can help out is if you have a local food pantry, you'd be surprised at the amount of families who are we're service members who have a hard time every month, meeting their bills, and they utilize the food pantry in their local community quite a bit. If you can give your time or some items to that pantry, it makes a big difference.
Um, and you guys have a deal with most of you guys have a deal with most of those food pantries already. So you guys all you have to do is get to them and you guys can get support from the kids or for the kids.
Yeah, something that's something that we've been fostering around this particular part of the state, and we're working on hopefully expanding that. Is the folks that are, because we've got the naval base right down here, the Naval Academy. Any families that are on the base and maybe living off base that need those supports, we give them the resources and the links to the local food pantries and the hours. A lot of them are only open 1 or 2 days a week, and they only have a couple of hours of service available because of the lack of volunteers. So we try to help facilitate that. Or the other thing we've done is we work with sororities in the area to get gift cards for those families so that they have money in their pocket when they go to buy groceries.
So we're looking at your Facebook page right now. What do you guys try to how do you work towards keeping your Facebook page updated? What kind of things are you looking for to help you maintain your Facebook page? What kind of things would you like people to send you if they see see something that maybe they feel like it's not up to code?
Great question. So that has been me for a while. There's a couple of other admins who check on it, but it's me with the content. But most of the folks that are out there now in our community take care of updating it every day. They do a really nice job sharing things that are important to them around education, around special education, and just kind of community happenings. If you see something that doesn't look right to you in your community and you think it's maybe a violation of someone's civil rights, you know, by all means, please let us know and we'll bring some focus to that and see if we can't direct some resources toward fixing the problem.
I love seeing things like this, advocating for Kids Inc. You obviously are working with other groups, and you really want
We
to
are.
make sure that you keep we keep the conversations going. One of the worst things that can happen to people is we start a conversation and we wane away from it. The shiny squirrel syndrome, if you will. We start something really well, really great, really impactful, and then all of a sudden we're just like going, nah, okay, and you move on from it. So if you have more than one group, and obviously you guys are working quite a bit with this group, so what other kind of groups are you guys working with? Who are the other, who are the groups that you wish you could get into contact with so people can try to make a connection?
Sure. We always work on building our network. So the particular group there that you spotlighted, which is Cheryl Poe down in Virginia, she's a really strong advocate for kids down in Virginia Beach area. She's got a lot of military families as well. Um, any group that is disability rights focused is focused on things like dyslexia, specific learning disability like dyslexia. Folks that work toward just protecting the civil rights of disabled citizens or anyone with an injury is definitely a focus to us and interest, and we'd like to partner with them and to build on our network so that we can provide resources in those communities that they may be based in.
Okay, and Rich, how do people get a hold of you if they would like some more information?
Well, they can certainly reach out through our Facebook presence. I'm also on LinkedIn, and I have a Twitter account, which I probably should use more. And they, of course, they can always email me.
And then we will provide their, we will put a little flash on the bottom of the screen with your email, but can you go on ahead and spell that out for us real quick? Give us your email for people.
Sure, it's Rich, RICHCERUOLO, Cerullo, all one word, at gmail.com.
You know what's kind of funny? You mentioned Twitter and how you should probably be a little bit better on Twitter. Twitter's the one that I'm good at. Okay, and it's funny because I always forget. My two sons who are in their 20s. One of them's darn near in his 30s now, so I don't know when the hell I got old enough to have a 30-year-old son. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But yeah, I'll forget that I'm under Community Pay It Forward or the PACT channel, and he'll put something out there, and I'm like going, "Wow, I just responded that as the company," and I forget to switch, switch profiles every once in a while. So
Sure.
I get in trouble with that, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of Twitter because it's just quick hits. You can get in, get out, and move on. So, um, are there other, have you found from other countries that they're having the issues with this? We know that there are certain countries that let, who are we to say somebody's doing something right or wrong, but I will. There are certain countries that are just they're terminating pregnancies when children have certain disabilities. And it's not, disability does not mean dead. Disability means that they have special, something special to work through. If anything, I think disabilities make people stronger in a lot of ways because they have to learn, they have to learn how to deal with things in a different way. And they generally have to learn about those by themselves because there's not a lot of people who can teach them how, what they're going through. They have to deal with it on their own. But have you found that there's other countries that are going through these issues?
You know, what I will say is there are other countries that handle folks with disabilities better than we do, and there are some who, like you said, do not. Um, what I will add to that also is that because we have a disability doesn't mean we're unable to be productive members of society. Albert Einstein is a famous dyslexic. His brain was wired differently than everyone else, and because of that, we have the theory of relativity and some of the greatest physics that's ever been done by somebody who was working part-time as a patent clerk. He was a terrible student because he was dyslexic. Great example, right? Where would the world be if Albert Einstein had never been born because he had dyslexia, or was, cast off and sent to live off in a, you know, on his own in the, in the wilderness because he was different.
Yeah,
Um,
it's actually really amazing when you look at that because Nikola Tesla, he
Tesla's a great example.
yeah, very, very, very brilliant. As a matter of fact, once again, my opinion, even better inventor than anybody else at his time. And yes, that includes that other guy.
Hey, Edison took over credit for a lot of Tesla's work.
Yeah, the thing is that Edison took credit for a lot of other people's work. So,
Yes,
but because he funded it, it was his.
he had the money. Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but disability, I think that and I'm very happy to say, I think we're coming to the point where we're starting to realize that, what, disability is not a death sentence. Disability is a challenge, is all it is. But I mean, we really need people to understand that if somebody looks a little bit different or somebody uses an implement a little bit differently than we do, it just means that they're doing things a little bit a little bit different, you know. I mean, it's no different than the way that, you know, I walk is different from the way that you walk. I mean, the truth is that we're all different, and that's what we need to look at people with these disabilities as, is that they just do things a little bit different. It doesn't make them an alien, and I'm glad that we're getting to that point, but we're not getting there quick enough, are we?
No, you know, if we're going to have a society that's built on true equity, whether someone has an ability or a disability should be seamless and shouldn't make a difference to anyone in any forum, right? Whether it's education or, you know, society, or just in a working environment. So you go to your job and you do your job just like anyone else, because you've been given the access, and the playing field has been leveled to the point where you and your neuro diverse community and your neuro, you know, typical community can all coexist and not have that be a problem. It's seamless, and it doesn't make really that big of a difference. It's just everyone does, you know, what they need to do, and an equal platform.
Well, Rich, I'm going to tell you something. When you and I spoke, uh, was it earlier in the week? The first time we spoke was Monday, was it not? Or was it Friday?
Maybe it was last week.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. It was Thursday or Friday of last week, and then
Yeah.
I was unable to check my email before Friday ended. I woke up on Monday morning and boom, I saw, because that excited me so much, because when I talked to you, just what you're doing is so close to what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that people understand, you know, we say it every time. There's only one race, and that's the human race. And even though we all do things a little bit different, even though we all look a little bit different, you know, some of us are uglier than other people. That's fine. We understand that. You know, we're still the same, and we need to work towards that. So I am so happy that you guys have chosen to allow Community Pay It Forward to be a small part of what you guys are doing, because we want to spread the word on what you guys are doing, because it's so important. And we do want to remind you, you can view them under the mission partners. Just go to the Cub Club, or you can go to our Heroes for Country and Community, because this is a veteran organization. This is, you know, this is working towards child inclusion and inclusion for disability. So please, if you have any questions, please make sure that you reach out to Rich. Once again, it's under the Facebook group Parent Advocacy Consortium. So you can go there. We do have it linked from the website. Rich, one more time, give us your email, please.
So you can reach me on Gmail. Um, my email address is Rich, R-I-C-H, last name Cerullo, CERUOLO @gmail.com, all one word.
All right. Well, Rich, I want to tell you again, we are so proud to have you as part of the Community Pay It Forward family.
Thank you. And we appreciate, you know, the opportunity to partner with you all and like-minded organizations if they want to join forces with us and fight for the civil rights of disabled veterans and kids with disabilities. Please jump on board.
Yep. So if you guys have any ideas, if you guys have any questions, I encourage you to please reach out to Rich. But this is just one more example of what we say. You know, nobody has to go it alone when we all come together. So thank you very much, Rich.
Thank you.
Again, we've spent this last half an hour talking to Rich Cerullo, one of the founders and one of the leads at the Parent Advocacy Consortium. Thank God I talk for a living, right? So, but if you have any questions, please reach out to me, 970-909-0751. I can help you get a hold of him, 970-909-0751. Always go to communitypayitforward.us, and you can find any of these interviews right there. And you can reach out to these great people, because they're great people doing great things. We will be right back with more of our show. So thank you very much. Rich, have a great day.
Exactly.
So I guess leaving that like 5 second white page on the end of that video. Please forgive me. I just kind of threw that one together. Didn't just throw it together. I've been trying to get it ready to go for the last couple days. But that is a little bit about the dollar store that cares a whole lot more. And every time you make a purchase in our dollar store, you know, you go to our dollar store, and every purchase from this dollar store, not only does a portion go to missions like Riches at the consortium, but you also can donate. It also goes to places like, as we've already mentioned, Project Die Hard, Veterans Honoring Veterans, Healing Warriors, all of these places. Okay, this is places that what we're doing is we're taking in, and that dollar store mission one is to help our heroes, both country and community, through difficult times. They have worked to help make our lives better. We will work to make their lives better. Every purchase, and this was given to us by a great friend, Lynn Shepard. Lynn, I cannot thank you enough for entrusting myself and Mr. Z with this. And Z World Webs and I, we're taking this and we're going to run with it. Every time you make a purchase from our dollar store, and that dollar store is right here, right there. Maybe it's not. Let me try it again. Right there. There it is. Okay. Right there in the chat. Every time you make a purchase, a portion of it's going to go to all those heroes missions, and then you tell us who you'd like to support with the other portion. 2 times. I know. It sounds a lot like One Hope wine. I don't know where I got that idea from. The goddess of the grape has got to me. She's the best person in the world. So, and now you can tell that she's gotten into my head a little bit. I want to get again thank Rich Cerullia. That was started by veteran parents, as he mentioned. It was started by veteran parents who struggled to get their kids in school. Don't understand it. How does that happen? Why would that happen? How do our veterans struggle to get their kids in school? You know, I mean, they write the blank check saying, you know what? Here it is. There's my death certificate. If we're in a conflict, you can sign it, and that's what I give you. Yet these parents were struggling to get their kids in school. They're also struggling to stay alive. That's what Rescue 22 is about. Rescue 22, a community mission to Rescue 22, is going to be about starting the conversation. And we need your help, okay? We need all 21 hours. We need every one of those 22 hours. We need every one of those 22 hours. We need them all sponsored. Once, twice, 9 times. I don't care. Show that your company cares. You want us to broadcast? Let's make a deal. We'll broadcast from your store, from your building. We'll talk to your customers on live as we're doing this. Sorry, but I've got all kinds of messages coming in for some reason. But we'll talk to your people. We'll talk right there as we are broadcasting live. And people can see that you support a community mission to Rescue 22. Again, we need your sponsorship. Every time that you make a sponsorship of this show, the 22-hour podcast, your brand will be very prominent. It'll be right here or right here. Maybe even some lucky cases we'll get it right here and cover up my face. I did just get some great news to where we're going to be joined by Auxilia founder Steve is going to be joining us on the 22nd, and he's going to be co-hosting. This is fantastic because this guy works his butt off trying to help smaller nonprofits. So when this comes up and we have Steve on there, I beg you, small nonprofits, please check out what Auxilia does because Auxilia can keep your business together. It's everything that you need in one package. It's fantastic. They're wonderful partners of ours. They are platinum partners. They are just golden. I love them. They've treated our company like uh, family, and Auxilia is wonderful, and I am so proud that Steve's going to join us for one of our hours. By the way, that was the dinging. Is Steve going? Hey Zach, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Kind of said it like that, but I wanted to sound a little self-important. Hey, I mentioned that we're still going to be doing the books. And I mentioned this because I really want to get these books pushed out. And some of the best books that we've got working in our program is by a great author. Her name is Alistair Banks. And she has got these gratitude journals that is just fantastic for kids. And I think that they truly, truly, truly will help kids who are going through difficult times. I'd like to introduce you to Alistair Banks. And I know that some of you guys have watched this before, but this cannot be played enough because she's a beautiful woman, beautiful story. Dog stinks. God, you're terrible, dog. Um, but Alistair is a fantastic person, and her gratitude journals could change a lot of lives. So please join me in watching this. This is Alistair Banks, the Alistair the author .com, I believe. So, but check out all she's got.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, and I'm being joined by a very, very special guest. Alistair Banks is back. It's wonderful to have you here today, Alistair. And we are going to be talking about our upcoming event that is all around raising toys for kids in northern Colorado. Okay, reason why I kind of hesitantly say that is because we don't like to focus in one area. We like to try to focus in all areas. But what we're really kind of hoping that maybe now that we've got a broader reach, maybe what we can do is try to do some of these all together all over the country next year and really be working on this. Alistair is going to have a great impact on what we're doing because a third of the money that we are raising is going to go towards her wonderful gratitude journals. Alistair, why don't you go on ahead and take us through the journey of your gratitude journals, please?
Yes, so the journey of my gratitude journals got started when, as I think it was more of a reflection of myself growing up and how it was a struggle for me to stay positive in the midst of my parents getting divorced, my struggles with my grandmother's mental health, and also dealing with a brother who was disabled. And so I wrote these journals as a way of it's a therapeutic way to heal yourself from life circumstances, but to also to remind yourself to be grateful for the little things that you have in your life.
You, when you're younger and you have problems, you really do feel alone, don't you?
Yeah.
And depending on what those problems are, there's not a lot of places that you can go. And we all know as a kid, the last thing we want to do is go to a teacher because, well, they're our enemies. At least they were mine. They were my mortal enemies. They wanted to teach me stuff that I already knew because I knew everything. So you created these in order to kind of self-help right?
Right.
Is it really more of a self-help or is it more of a self-awareness?
I believe it's more of a self-awareness. What I wrote each of these gratitude journals, and so what I teach children in the gratitude journal for kids is to help them to express gratitude and understand what gratitude is. And also at the bottom of each page, I get a child to bubble in how they're feeling that day, whether they're feeling sad or they're feeling happy or they're feeling indifferent. And I have a positive affirmation at the bottom of each page to help them to appreciate, themselves. Like, I love my eyes, I love my hair, I love my face. And also I have like Disney quotes in the book as well too, because I love Disney movies growing up as a millennial. That's what all millennials grew up on, was Disney movies and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, when you were growing up, you were really kind of right in that area of all those just wonderful Disney movies. You were in the same age as my sons, where you had like, the Lion King and the one, uh, the mermaid, the Little Mermaid. I'm trying to remember all of them, but
Yeah.
I'm an old guy. I forget quite often, but yeah, you had some of those great ones that you know really, I think, have a lasting impression on people, even parents. As a matter of fact, I still to this day love The Lion King. That's one of my favorite movies because I watched it so often with with Free that, I mean, we probably watched that thing at least once every 2 days. Just because it was so important to him. And then, of course, with Justice, we had Wally and all of these other ones that we watched all the time, and I had a really good time watching them with him. Um, so what are some of the things that you take from? Let's just ask this: what are some of the things that you take from Disney and you're able to put into some of your books? What are some of the lessons you've learned from? Let's not just leave it at Disney. Let's other
Yeah.
resources. What have you learned from other resources that you're able to put into these books to really change your the way that you were feeling and now helping other people?
Just knowing that, that our past teaches us lessons that we can carry into our future, not to allow the past to dictate the present moment and our future ahead.
You are a you have religion is important in your life, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so um, in religion, you guys have the saying that it's something God will never give you more than you can handle.
Right.
I hope I got that right. I really do. I know that I would that that'll right there mortify my mom if I get that wrong. But I'm just trying to play it off memory.
Yeah.
So you have other books where your religion really comes into what you do because uh, the books are made for young ladies who are suffering through different aspects of life, and they are about young women with belief and faith, right?
Hmm. Yes, that's correct.
That's what one of these new ones, one of your new books coming out in October 22, is this one of these books?
Yes, so The Silent Cries of Sarah Crossroads is a story about a young teenage girl named Sarah who plays basketball on her high school's basketball team at Spring Valley High School in Columbia, South Carolina. And so Sarah in the story kind of comes to a crossroads and like whether to choose a 9 to 5 job pathway like her parents hope her to in psychology, or pursue her dream of playing in the WNBA. So she's having to take, that risk in life, whether to have the 9 to 5 job path or go after her dreams. So
Did your parents want you to be anything other than an author, or they've been very supportive of all of your books and everything?
my parents have been very supportive of me and my books. So I really appreciate, them being able to help me and encourage me to pursue my dream that I do have. So I'm very grateful for that.
I'm one of the very, very few instances, I guess is the way it should be, that my parents, although they are much, much older, they are still together. Both of my sons, unfortunately, I've split with their mothers. So, there was divorces there. Do you still struggle with your mom, with the divorce, or are you kind of okay with it now and understand and see things in a different way?
Oh, most I see things in a different way now. So that was in the past, and so I think as I grew older and I got to high school and everything, and I think that's when it made sense for me, and it was for the best for on both sides for my parents.
As a parent who's been divorced, that's always been one of the things that and I talk to my own sons about it. I really do. Um, I still try to be as civil with my former wives as I can be. One of them I don't hardly ever talk to, but that's just because we don't really have any reason to talk. It's not that there's an avoidance. It's just like, I'll still send her a happy birthday or hey, Merry Christmas or even a Mother's Day, greeting every once in a while just because, but our son is in Japan, so there's not a lot of cross action. When he came to town, when he came back to the country last month, it was the first time I'd seen her since he graduated from college. So that was kind of weird, seeing her again. I was like, going, wow, it's been forever. But you know, and that's always something that I've wondered about is, do kids, when they grow up, do they still have a little bit of that confusion and maybe even resentment towards the split up? So when going ahead.
Yeah, definitely. There was that resentment when I was little and when I was a preteen when my parents got divorced and they moved on and lived their separate lives. So being able to, my dad did tell me about my new stepmom and everything. I think this was like in the early 2000s. I was saying all this was like fairly new to me, and it was like it felt strange, like well, I have a stepmom now. So, but she's very, I love, Pat to death and everything. So she's a very nice lady.
What would you tell if you had a child that came up to you and they were explaining, if you would have a young lady who would come up to you and they're really having a tough time and they don't know who to talk to, what would you tell them if they came up to you and they started asking you, who do I talk to about this? Who do I talk to about my feelings?
Hmm. I think I would talk about my feelings to the person you feel that you're most comfortable with talking about your feelings to.
Okay.
That person you confide in.
Those, like I was saying earlier, though, those people are kind of hard to find, aren't they?
Yes, they are. But maybe even like a pastor or a guidance counselor, someone of that nature.
Okay. Well, let's go on ahead and let's get back to what we're doing. I'm going to share my screen because you will see a very, very uh, recognizable uh, logo on this screen. If you look right here, you can see a beautiful, beautiful friend of ours who is part of our event, and this is coming up on the 13th of November. This is the finally fifth annual. It's only taken us 7 years to get to five of them. So, go COVID, right? But you know what? We're finally going to be at the fifth annual. We've had great turnouts to these. We've had some not so good turnouts to these. The one thing that we've always had was wonderful support by Satirios and the Key Largo Lounge. And so we are thrilled to be getting to go back there and have some fun. We're going to have some guests. Some of our partners and some of our sponsors are going to be the dealers for the Texas Hold'em uh, uh, events that we're having. And what we're going to do, as we've already mentioned, we are going to be getting with Alistair. She's going to be helping us obtain a couple of her journals. that we can take and we can have people purchase these. We can have them purchase these journals, sign their family name in them, and then we're going to give them to the nurses. And this is something that I hope this happens nationwide. Okay, buy one of these journals for your child, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. Buy one of these journals for your child. Then buy a second one and take it to your local hospital. Put in there from the Banks family. Leave it, write two in it, two blank from our family. Go give it to your local hospital. Give it to your local pediatric ward. Give it to, your wherever. And then when somebody's in there and having a difficult time going through the recovery, because we know that recoveries are never any fun, these nurses will have this that they can take to this person and, hey, we thought this would help you. This is from the Banks family. And they can give this to these kids and they'll feel like, hey, you know what? I'm not alone. Somebody actually cares about me. But the funny thing about it is that, you might think it might be a little bit weird doing this, but the truth is you do care about them, and that's why you're doing this. And that's what we're asking people to start doing. Alistair, your books are so wonderful. Don't you think this would be a great way to help kids?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Because it's teaching them positivity and just hope for better things to come.
Have you ever had to have long stints in the hospital? Have you ever, even short stints in the hospital?
No.
No. As a guy who is I'm a klutz, first class klutz, and I don't do anything halfway either, when I decided to break my head, I broke my face and I broke my neck along with it. So then I went and instead of just breaking my ankle, I detached it from my leg, which was a lot of fun. I keep telling everybody, I've got all these new body parts and all the Botox they give me for the headaches and all the steroids they give me for the muscle aches and everything. Here pretty soon I ought to be looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so just, hopefully back when he was younger, not like he looks now, but just saying. So tell us, you've told us a little bit about the Disney with the kids. Tell us more about the teenage journals.
Yes, so the teenage has coloring pages in them, which has positive quotes that go across them. And then I have affirmations that are targeted for teenagers. And on the side of each page, I get them to bubble on a scale of 1 to 10 how satisfied they are feeling that day. And be able to write one thing that you're grateful for on each page.
Why is that so important to write down something that you're grateful for?
It reminds you to be grateful for the small things in life and not to dwell on the things that you don't have, but to appreciate what you do have.
Are there days where it takes you a little while to figure out something you're grateful for?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you do on those days? What do you do when you're having a little bit of trouble, when you feel like you've had a day where nothing's gone right? What tricks do you have that make you think about and see things in a different light?
Oh, I like listening to some of my favorite music that I grew up on as a child. And that kind of like jogs some of the things that made, me happy as a child growing up and the things that I enjoyed doing.
Your adult journals are similar to the teenage journals. They've still got the color pages in it as well. What is the difference between the adult journal and the teenage journal?
That the affirmations are targeted for 2 different age ranges.
What kind of responses have you received from people on your journals?
I've received great responses on the gratitude journals, and for especially with the gratitude journal for kids. Maggie, the reader, wants to use the gratitude journal in her classroom this year, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Do you have schools that approach you and say, "Hey, you know what? These are these are pretty neat. Maybe we should try to get these into our school." Do you have anybody coming at you like that?
Um, I would like to. I haven't had that recently, so just trying to pivot my material to the right audience. And
So maybe there's an idea. Maybe there's one way that you can take and support others because Alistair is also a community pay it forward fundraising partner. Ooh, I said the fundraising word. Sorry about that. She is a community pay it forward family partner. And so every time that you purchase a book and you send us the receipt for that book, she's going to donate a portion back to us, to somebody that you care about. Maybe you could talk to your Sunday school about buying a box of the books. I think that would be something that would fit in great right there. And that goes for any of your books, especially the ones with the young women. I think that would be something that churches ought to be really looking into doing. Um, but you don't really want to focus on whether it's religious or not. You just want to see these get to people, to kids who need them, right?
yeah,
So even a child that does not have particularly a religious background, they can find use for this.
yes,
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Alistair, for joining me. I wish you the best of luck. Let's keep in contact, and I am excited for. Once again, we're looking for October 22nd, and we're going to have the Silent Cries of Sarah Crossroads. So uh, keep with us, and we will make sure that we have a special. We'll bring you on when you release the book, and that way you can show us everything, and we can really try to make a push on that. How does that sound?
yeah. That sounds great.
All right. Well, thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it very much, and I'll send you an email after my show. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, that was Alistair Banks. We are looking for, wow, look at that. I'm still sitting there all frozen and stuff on the one. Probably should have left that one alone. But we are looking for guests for the show. You want to get your information out? You want people to know who you are? Let's build this show. We can't do it alone. We need your help. But if you come and join us, there's no reason why people ever have to hear, I wish I knew about you before dot 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 happened. Small businesses, got a question for you. Did you swallow the bullet during COVID? Did it suck? Yes. The answer is yes. There's no other answer. Were you able to keep people working even though it was very hard? Well, you need to visit our partner, my friend, Larry Goldstein. Larry can be a hero to you and your company. He can help you now that you have gotten through the worst part of COVID. COVID, it looks like, might be making another comeback. Yay! So let's make sure that we keep working hard to support small businesses. And one of the best thing that you can do for a small business,
Tell people tell a small business owner how they can stay alive. So again, if you struggled through COVID, if COVID shut you down, if COVID was one of those things that, but you had W-2 employees, you can get a hold of Larry, and Larry can be a lifeline to you and help keep you alive. I once again want to bring up the fact that we learned a couple hours ago that we had someone in the family who lost who lost loved ones, multiple. As it looks, one of them may have been self-inflicted. And then the other loss was because of heartbreak. We talk a lot about trying to rediscover the happy place. We talk a lot about veteran suicide. We talk a lot about what we need to do to open these conversations. I think if today does anything, it just proves that we need to talk about it even louder. I do not know the people who have left this earthly plane. All I do know is that there's a family that's just got past the Thanksgiving season, coming into Christmas season, and now instead of celebrating futures of Christmases, they're celebrating loss. Loss and heartbreak. We all know that whenever there's a loss, and one of the first things that we do as a human species is we sit there and we try to say, well, what didn't I do? This is an opportunity for us to get together and try to find a way to start the conversation. Folks, that's all I'm asking for on this. I'm not trying to come out myself, Steve Palick from Auxilia, Scott O'Sullivan from Rider Justice and O'Sullivan Law Firm, Mr. Z from Z World Webs. We're not trying to come out and be people's heroes. We're not trying to put lipstick on a pig. We're not trying to minimalize anything. What we're doing is trying to open up a conversation. Put you in a place where you can win a conversation. Know that if you're in a place where I'm not built for this, I don't know what to say here. We want to build a place that you can go, hey, Give me a second. I'll be right back. You can come to Community Pay It Forward and you can find a place where they can go and talk to someone. My deepest sympathies are with my family. The three in particular, but with everyone else in my family because we've went through a little bit of a rough patch, and this is something that really puts things into a dire perspective. I'd like to close this show out tonight by asking you to please do me a favor. If you need someone to talk to, reach out to us. Let us try. I may not be the best person in the world to talk to. Honest to God, I may not be. But I do promise you, I will try to find someone who wants to talk. These conversations must be had. It was a theme that you heard a lot at the beginning of this year, and you're going to hear it a lot more. There is no there there is no good way to there is no success when it comes to suicide. You cannot celebrate a successful suicide. The finality of it is nothing but pain. To those of you who are out there who are hurting, I don't know exactly what you're feeling right at this moment. But we'll find somebody who's willing to listen and try to help you. You feel alone right now. And this is something that might not be easy to understand or even easy to hear. But I hate to tell you this, but you're not the first person to feel the way that you feel about your situation. It's really hard to be the first in anything anymore. You are unique on how you feel, how you're going to deal with it. But I ask you, for your family's sake, for your loved one's sake, let us try to find someone to help you. If you're one of those people who can lend a hand, 970-909-0751. 970-909-0751. You got my card right there. Excuse me, no cough button. Sorry about that. 970-909-0751. www.communitypayitforward.us. We're looking to put together a database of people who can help. We're looking for people who are not going to base this on money. We're looking to put together something where people understand. Where did I go? Here, I guess I got to go this way, right? There we go. Um, we're looking for people who are wanting to base this on character and love. I absolutely, and I mean this with all honesty. Uh, I hope you the best success financially that you can do. But if there's an emergency, we're looking for people who we can help immediately, and we don't want money to be an issue. We'll support you when people can support you. We'll support you all you want. Matter of fact, we'll put you in as a mission partner with Community Pay It Forward. Try to help you continue to do what you do if you help us. I have family members right now who are sitting in a home wondering what the hell just happened. And we want to be able to offer them help if they need it. A community mission to Rescue 22 is veteran based. It is. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not going to change it. I'm proud of what we did last year. But instead of changing it, I think what we need to do from here on out is we need to improve it and we need to work on finding the happy place. I have to share this with you guys. I have to. This dog stinks so bad. I mean, it is just beyond beyond any belief. I'm surprised that there's not a green cloud over my screen right now. This puppy may be rotting from the inside out. We need your help to help others. We ask you to join a community mission to Rescue 22. We ask you to help us find the happy place. We ask you to make your shopping count. Every time you visit communitypayitforward.us and go to a verified partner, you choose that partner. That partner will satisfy one of your shopping needs. They satisfy your shopping needs, and you turn in a receipt from them. You turn that receipt in to wherever they are on the mission partners. You turn that in, and up to 85% of whatever we get back from those mission partners or those verified partners goes to those mission partners to help them out. It's as simple as that. This isn't you got to join our church, or you got to join our company, or let's all get together in a kumbaya circle and have fun. This is all about, just shop with our partners. Our partners are going to give us money, and we're going to direct a huge portion of that money to try to help other people. Why? Our partners want it this way. We want it this way. We want to make sure that people like my family can get through stuff like this. With your help, folks, if we get people shopping and using our partners, we can do some wonderful things together. There is only one impossibility. There's only one reason why this is impossible, and that's if we quit and we don't try. I talk to a lot of you guys. I don't see a lot of quit. I challenge you. Help. Please help. Community Pay It Forward's been struggling for a long time. I'm not going to lie about that. We've been 7 years of ups and downs and downs and downs and it's been like a roller coaster ride of an old buggy. Probably have more cuts and scrapes than we've got successes, but you know what? We've got a heart and we've got the people who are starting to follow us, and let's make sure that these people get used. We have people who are joining us every day as mission partners, as just partners. Like to introduce you to, well, I'd like to try to introduce you to one of our newest partners, and that is, let me see if I can get this, Jordan Hartsam of Trauma Apothecary. Trauma Apothecary. Okay, I'm going to have to ask her to help me with that. But she is a brand new partner. She has just joined with us. She is in Boulder, Colorado, but she can do work over the phone. A healing practitioner who supports leaders, who supports leaders create more success with ease by transforming stress and limited beliefs into results. Once again, using what you've got already to turn you into something spectacular. You can get a hold of Jordan by simply going to the Community Pay It Forward mission partners. And right here is the link in the chat. So go and visit Jordan, find out more about her, welcome her to the family. Welcome Jordan to the Community Pay It Forward family. We love having you here. I cannot wait until you and I get a chance to sit down and do a one-on-one, and I get to introduce you to people and we get to change the world. Again, folks, very, very, very tough day, as it is for a lot of you out there. Let's take some of these losses and let's build bridges to help people get over them. Every single one of us has stumbled along the way. Let's put together some things that are going to help them succeed. If you have a nonprofit or a fundraising venture that you would like to talk about, we ask you to please join us right here on the pACT channels. The dollar store that gives a whole heck of a lot more. It's kind of funny. I almost want to cuss on that one, but I try not to. Just because, well, I don't need to cuss to be a big guy. I'm a big guy as it is. It's about all we got for you tonight. We are going to be playing a lot of the missions that we're going to be supporting with a community mission to Rescue 22 along the way. We're hoping to get more. Do you support veterans? Do you not charge them for this support? Are you there to make sure that their lives are better? The answer is yes. Get a hold of us and join us for a community mission to Rescue 22. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the president, the founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. I beg you, please love someone out there because you don't know how long you have with them. And someone out here loves you. Please make sure. Right now it is cold as hell. It is 16 degrees here in Colorado. I don't know what it is and where you're at. 16 degrees here in Colorado is very, very mild compared to other places. Please make sure that you've got an old hoodie in your coat, in your car when you're driving. If you see someone struggling with the environment, give it to them. It doesn't fit you no more. It doesn't do you any good. Let's make sure it gets on the backs of people. You have some extra food, throw it in the old hillbilly Tupperware, an old butter bowl. Say, here you go. Here's a spoon. Enjoy this. Please nourish yourself. Build the strength. We can't do everything for you, but damn it, we can do something. Folks, if we're not doing something, if we're not helping someone, we're hurting everyone. No one has to go it alone when we all come together. I'll talk to you on Friday. Thank you very much. And again, to my family, I love you.
stepping out of her fear. Bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.